What's up, guys? In fact, I'm going to turn my broadcast this way today, and I'm going to put a wide angle lens on. There we go. What's up, everybody? Let me put you in this stand. I'm back. I'm back in the UK. It's good to be back. And I kind of got back in the UK, made a list of a load of broadcasts that I wanted to do for you guys. And one of the things that I want to do more of, and I know I used to do a lot of, is tips. Because I do kind of pride myself a little bit on all the tech tips and the broadcasting tips that I give you guys. So welcome in, everybody. If you're just joining and maybe you don't know who I am and you're like, what do you mean tips? My name is Alexpettitt. So if you are new, I broadcast about top tips on how to use Periscope. Plus, I give you guys all the latest info that you need to know about tech and breaking news around Periscope, live streaming, everything. You just saw your name and the article in the Huffington Post. Thanks, Lisa. Yeah, I saw that yesterday. Named by Huffington Post as one of the top 10 global periscopers that you should be following. An awesome accolade, big awesomeness, and thanks to them. Hey, Dimitri, how you doing? So a lot of people that, if you've watched me before, you may know some of these tips, but I wanted to jump on, especially for the new users of Periscope, and give you some, like, my top 5 tips of how to get more people into your broadcast and what you can do to create a broadcast that should garner more viewers and then actually lead to getting more followers as well. Thank you, Mel, for following me. Hey, Joy, thank you for sharing on Twitter. Also to Anna for inviting your followers. If you are new and you don't know how to do all the invite stuff and the follow stuff, it's different for Android and it's different for iPhone. So if you're on an Android, you swipe up. If you're on an iOS device, something like an iPhone or an iPad, you swipe from left to right. And then on there, you should see a button that says share. You can share it out to Twitter, Facebook, invite your Periscope followers. That's up to you. If you're on Android, it's exactly the same. Have you seen a decline in Periscope users? I mean, we'll talk about this. I'm actually going to do a broadcast about this. It's a great question. In terms of have I seen a decline in Periscope users? No. I think the issue is when Periscope first started, its growth has gone like that, and its growth was really steep. I think now we've just got more noise. More users means more broadcasters, and so now it's a lot harder to find. It's called like the signal to noise ratio. It's a lot harder to find the like diamond in the rough. It's a lot harder to find the great broadcast because there's just so many other broadcasts going on at the same time, and you're a bit like, how do I find the great ones? Alex Fire Chaser, I'm really good, thank you. How are you? Very true, says Amanda. So I don't think we've seen a decline in the number of, certainly the stats or the most recent stats that we've had doesn't show a decline in the number of users, doesn't show a decline in the number of broadcasts that are happening. In fact, it's kind of the opposite. The users are still growing. The number of broadcasts is still growing. There's just so many broadcasts that it's hard for you and me to find the broadcast that we want to watch. That's why right now, guys, Periscope are doing a lot of work. You would have noticed over the last few months, Periscope are doing a lot of work on discovery. And that's great news. Hey Brandy, who's in here? Hey Tennessee Drones. This is a quick one, so I'm going to go with my number one tip. I cannot tell you how many times I've tripped up on this. I've seen others trip up on this. Is number one, it's simply before you even think about broadcasting, you need to have good internet connection. And it's going to sound so simple for many of you, but for those that are new, you just don't realize it until you try 3 or 4 times and a broadcast has like just about enough connection to allow you to broadcast on Periscope. But then you start a broadcast, everyone comes in and tells you, they either write in the chat no connection, or they say grainy picture or pixelated and keeps freezing, and it just ruins the whole broadcasting experience for you guys. I mean, put a 1 in the chat if you've had that experience where you try and broadcast. Yeah, so many drone scopes we could have done, but there was just no connection. Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever kind of done a broadcast and had this situation where you're live on Periscope and it's just ruined because the connection is bad. And my advice for that, and as Brandy just hinted to there are so many drone scopes that we could have done in Florida with you guys using the DJI Phantom drone, but the problem is we just couldn't get a good enough connection to do it. And there's no point, doing it on a connection that is crap, because everyone's going to tell you that it's crap, because the picture will be rubbish, they won't be able to see anything, and the numbers will just prove that. My drone does that sometimes too, Alex Fire Chaser, there we go. So my biggest thing is Periscope has its limit that you'll see a little message that says too poor for broadcast, and it won't physically let you broadcast. But I always do something before I do broadcast, which is a speed test. Hey Carl, how you doing? And basically, you can go to your app store, whether you're on an Android or an iOS device, and just download any. I think the easiest one to download is Speed Test app, and that's available for both Android and iOS. And basically, it will test the speed of your upload and of your download. Now, if you're broadcasting on Periscope, guys, the upload speed is going to be the one that you want to kind of look at, because you're uploading live streaming content to Periscope servers. So I always advise to aim for somewhere like 1 megabit per second or more. Periscope will actually allow you to broadcast on anything above 200 kilobits per second or more. But for a stable connection, hey Emma, for a stable connection, I'm saying something around the 1 megabit I usually find good. Alex, did you see the rocket launch? No. Most ISPs offer similar tools. Yep, they do, BN. Hand raised. You want to ask a question, Uncle Paul? I want you to tickle me with you. Okay. Gotta love Periscope some days. You have 300 down and 35 up. You'll be fine then. The other thing to just say, guys, is I always try and hunt out Wi-Fi rather than use my cellular signal, simply because, still itching, simply because it costs. Wi-Fi is pretty much free for most places, but cellular connection, that data connection costs. And if you're looking at doing like an hour's scope, which is easily done, then that eats up around about 350 megabytes worth of your data allowance. So try and hunt out the Wi-Fi first is kind of, that's, I know there's a couple of tips there, but that's number one, which is all to do with your connection and going live. Road trips eat up all your data. Brandy will be able to tell you that. So for me in the US, I don't have a strong enough connection with my UK SIM card to broadcast. So we were doing most of our broadcast on Brandy's phone. We went through, the whole road trip cost us 10 gigabytes worth of data, and we went through the whole of Brandy's internet plan whilst we were out in America. And so, I'm in trouble a little bit there. But I know one of our mutual followers actually has helped out. Alex, can you do a scope on hotspots? Yeah, that's a good topic, I will. By the way, guys, it was worth it. Yes, Brandy, it was. By the way, guys, tomorrow I think I'm going to do something different and quite cool, because a couple of you have been asking, can you bring back your call-in show, which is where you guys can call in and be on the show and ask questions. So I think tomorrow I have a Skype. So if you've got Skype, you can call in, and I also have a US number. So if you've got a US phone, you'll be able to call in live on the show and ask your questions. And it's just going to be an open call-in show. Anything about technology, maybe you're having some problems with your PC, Mac, iPhone, or you want to know what the latest stuff is, you can call in. Periscope, if you've got questions about Periscope, you'll be able to be a live guest on the show tomorrow. I think I'm going to do that around about 9 p.m. UK time, which would be 4 p.m. Eastern. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. 4 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. Where's Alex today? Back in the UK. Would you believe it? Back in the UK. About to go and... Oh, by the way, I might be back on Periscope, kind of doing a test on a drone scope in about an hour's time. So yeah, Mario, good to see you. I don't know if you just got my tweet. Just saw your trailer. That is dope. For those of you that don't know, Mario is doing like he's got the Never Settle Club. He's doing a Never Settle show. Looks awesome. I don't have the website still up, but I'm sure if you Google it, you'll be able to find. Love the medium article. Thank you. These aren't PJs, Amanda. They're not. I'm a global trotter, Denise. You could say that. Anyway, I'm going to go through these tips because I know there are some... Neversettle.tv, there we go. I know there are some people in here that just want the tips. So, number 2, which is probably the biggest advice I can give, is... Periscope, yes, will send out a notification to let your followers know you're live. But in that very beginning, when you don't have many Periscope followers, it's hard to kind of get people in your broadcast. You really have to do like the typical BuzzFeed thing of clickbaity titles and stuff like that. That's one of the tips. But the other easy thing you can do is leverage the people that already follow you on Twitter, already follow you on Facebook, already follow you on Snapchat, by simply putting out a tweet before you go live saying, hey, I'm going on Periscope in 10 minutes, come and join me. Or putting out a Facebook post saying, I'm about to talk about this topic on Periscope, or I'm about to, I'm in London, come and see the red buses in 5 minutes, and then send people to your Periscope account. That really helps bring people in and get an initial audience to watch you on your Periscope. Simple to do, takes 2 minutes, but can really, really help. Third thing, I just kind of said it. Give a title sample, please, Denise. The third thing is the title is key. Like, it really is. And my tip for titles, this broadcast wasn't a good example because I'm in a little bit of a rush. But my tip for titles is like 70% it's somewhere on the line between clickbaity and informative. The idea is when people see your title, they should be enticed to click on it, want to see the broadcast, but should know what's roughly going to be in that broadcast. So you want something that's informative, but leaves a bit more to the imagination and actually gives them a reason to click on your broadcast, if that makes sense. So it's like, if I was going to do more of a clickbaity one for this, it would be the five top tips that will get more people into your broadcast. That's the informative kind of thing. The clickbaity thing is like number 3 will double your viewers, something like that. And so everyone reads that second part and is like, shit, what's number 3? Do I know number 3? I'm gonna have to go into the broadcast to find out what number 3 is. The other thing you can also do, which is a psychological thing, most of what's called copywriting, or writing titles, writing newspapers, 90% of it is all psychological, trying to work out how the viewer is going to read that and react. The second kind of psychological thing that you can do, guys, is actually end your title with a directive, which basically means end your title with what you want that person to do. So it might be 5 top tips to double your viewers, click here to watch now. Does that make sense? 5 top tips to double your viewers. Click here to watch now, or click here to find out now what they are. You're giving them a clear directive of what you want that person to do. Hey Anna, how are you? By the way, guys, if you do want to share, you can. I explained it once before. Swipe up on Android, swipe left to right on iOS. If you're finding this broadcast useful, you do the swipe thing, you click share, and then you share out to your friends. Do I know much about Full Scope TV yet? I've never really used it, to be honest. Fantastic. Glad to hear it, Anna. So yeah, we've talked about internet connection. Morning. Who's that? Zumba lady. How are you? Hey Cheryl. End title with a directive, i.e. click here to find out now. You got it. Connection. We've talked about letting people know when you're going live, and also we've talked about titles. Have you ever took over a broadcast? Yes. Someone also saying, please check your Twitter. I will. I think, yeah, my Twitter's fine. I'll check my mentions as this broadcast goes out. Robin asks on Twitter, did the new iOS update and lost half my pics files? A year and a half worth of stuff. How do I get it back? That will be a question definitely for tomorrow's show. But you should have backed up your iPhone. So if you've done a backup, your photos will be there, or should be there. Someone also asked in the Periscope chat, I didn't see who it was, but someone just asked, am I going to be at the London Periscope meetup? You betcha. So if you're coming to the London Periscope meetup, which I believe is the 13th of September, could have got that wrong, but I think it's the 13th of September, I will be there. I know we've got some really cool stuff planned, or they've got some really cool stuff planned, so I'm excited for that. If you're in London, by the way, definitely make sure you come to that. Final 2 things, guys, is the most, I haven't covered all 5 yet, Prophet. The most important thing, hands down, about a Periscope broadcast, and it's what 80% of broadcasters get wrong, is interaction. All right, you guys come in here, yes, to kind of watch me and to find out what the tips are, but more importantly, you come to talk to me and to everyone else that's watching. Periscope is, and Facebook Live and all of these mobile live streaming apps is all about conversation. It's all about interaction with each other. how do you best use hashtags native graffiti? Hashtags in Periscope just work natively now. So try and find hashtags that are being used on Periscope actively or in that list of broadcasts, and then it means your broadcast will appear there. So talking about kind of interaction, the biggest advice I can give, guys, is don't ignore the comments. And I know I talk a lot to you about tips, but I've always got my eye on the comments, and that's why I kind of stop sometimes mid-sentence and kind of pick up on someone's comment and will reply and then go back to what I was doing. So keeping in kind of almost, it's a hard skill to have, but keeping one eye on the comments and reading them while still talking through what you want to talk, is important. So I like, I like you, so I watch. There we go. Yeah, obviously personality is a huge thing, guys. Like someone in here was like, I come here to watch you because of your personality. It's, I think, more than 50% of the broadcast is about kind of you, the personality, the person delivering that content, as well as the actual content of the content, if that makes sense. Too many hashtags. I saw someone put about hashtag abuse here, and they said that the hashtag abuse on Periscope is annoying. For anyone that doesn't know what Periscope hashtag abuse is, it's someone who literally just does a title full of the hashtags so that they appear in every single group. By the way, guys, little unknown fact, it doesn't work. Periscope have very clever algorithms in place over the last month or so now that will identify people abusing the hashtags and will just literally leave their broadcasts out. And so you get nothing more anyway. So stick to maybe one, or I advise 1 or 2 hashtags only. Because if you over hashtag, Periscope will just remove you from all of the lists. Resetting is another tip, very important. I should probably do that in a second as well. But basically, you need to know that people come in and out of a Periscope broadcast at multiple times. Not everyone gets the notification and comes in and stays to the end. And equally, Joe Blogs might find you halfway through your broadcast on the map view and then come in and have no idea what you're talking about or who you are. So it's important to kind of, what I say, reset the broadcast and tell them who you are, but also tell them what this broadcast is about. So like for me, really really good advice. Glad you're enjoying it, Queen. For me, like if I was going to reset now, I'd just be like, hey everybody watching, or I'd say like something similar to this, like, hey everybody watching, or if you've just joined, my name is Alexpettitt. I give you guys all the latest tips and tricks on Periscope. I give you guys tech tips, breaking news, everything like that right here on Periscope. This broadcast is 5 top tips on how to increase your following or viewers on Periscope. And for those of you that are already watching, you can share this out. Obviously, swipe up on Android, swipe left to right on iOS, and click the share button and invite on Periscope or share to Twitter. It's up to you. And also, if you're new, how many of you, by the way, are new? Type a 1 in the box if this is the first time that you've watched me. But if you are new, you can swipe up on Android, swipe left to right on iOS, click my name and hit the follow button. Tracy is new. Thank you for sharing, BF Kisses. Zumba Lady, Cheryl, thank you for inviting your followers. Bushra Zara is new. Lanny's new. Matthew as well. Womack, welcome, thank you for joining for the first time. Inspired for Success is new. Tired 1234. Yawn. These are great names, and they all seem to do with like sleep. Lady May, you're old, not age-wise, but in Periscope land. James is just having an awful day. The big K Live. You love my Snapchat. Thank you very much. So yeah, resetting is important as well. The final thing, and I kind of just covered it there, is there's one huge, giant, massive problem with Periscope. It is the single biggest failure of the app, which has not been fixed to date. Does anyone know what it is? Anyone want to guess in the chat what this is? It's a massive cock-up. James just really isn't having a good idea. I'm also keeping an eye on your tweets as well. Someone or 2 people have already got it. When will my mate commenters' names show up instead of the nicknames? Anna, yes. Trending, you hate it. Yeah, that's just... It's getting better, actually. I'll give them their dues. It's getting better. Trolls is a massive problem, yes, but it's not what I'm thinking of. The biggest issue for a broadcaster is, or for viewers watching a broadcaster, is if you are new to Periscope and you have no idea about the Periscope app, where's the button to follow the person that you're really enjoying? Or where's the button to share the person that you're really enjoying? Or to... Basically, guys, we just need up here a little tiny follow button and a little tiny share button. Alright, what will that do? For broadcasters, it will change their world. Because right now, for viewers, for you guys watching right now, imagine you're new to a broadcast. You have no idea that you have to swipe. You have no idea that you need to like do all this swiping, which is different for Android and different for iOS. Then hit share. Then decide what you want to share it. Basically, we just need 2 buttons at the top. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. I don't know why, or I don't know. I'm not getting into it. I've spoken to Periscope about it till I'm blue in the face, and I know many other top Periscopers have as well. For some reason, they just seem against the idea. But what does this mean for you, and why is this kind of my final important kind of point? It basically means that you have a hard job to do as a broadcaster. Because there isn't a constant button up there that reminds people to share your broadcast or reminds people to follow you, you have to do the reminding verbally. You have to constantly remind people, and there's nothing wrong with asking for people to follow you. There's nothing wrong with asking for people to share your broadcast repeatedly. Just don't overdo it. But all you do is you say, guys, if you are enjoying this broadcast, or if you're enjoying what you're watching, share it out. Other people will enjoy it as well. Or you know, if you want people to follow you, you just say, if you enjoyed this broadcast or you're enjoying what you're seeing so far, here's how you follow me. And you just take them through the swipe up on Android, swipe left to right on iOS, click my name, click the follow button. I'm bored of hearing my own voice when I say it. Yeah, like I'm so over it. But we have to keep doing it. Otherwise, your followers won't grow, your viewer numbers won't grow, because no one's sharing or following you. Great information. Thank you very much. Think underscore think, I think it is. Do I recommend background music? Yes, definitely for stuff like visual content. If you're trying to talk, it can be slightly distracting. But have it low if you are trying to talk. A couple more questions, guys. And then, I know nothing. Okay. Hard it up. Thank you very much, Cruising. Always enjoy you, Alex. Thank you very much, Sophisticate. It's good to see you back. Oh yeah, tap for hearts too if you like what you hear is another great thing. You know, I've kind of, as a broadcaster, I don't even think about what's on screen anymore. It's all so kind of ingrained into me. But the hearts are great. When I see them go like and blow up, I know that I've just said something that you guys like. Equally, if I see that I'm talking and there's no hearts at all, I've either said something which you guys really don't agree with, or the Periscope has frozen. Grant Cardone just went live. I haven't watched him in ages. What's he doing now? Miss Jones, good to see you. When will Android get emojis? I think they've got them now. Guys, if you're enjoying my comments, please follow. That's another way of doing it. And that's the thing. Like AJ makes a great point by saying that comment is you don't, you know, in a broadcast, it's not just about following the broadcaster. If you enjoy someone's comments in a broadcast, if they come across as like someone that you would like to follow, you just tap on their comment and then you tap follow. Nice and easy. Could be easier. If you're just talking, music is great. Nice to see you too. 888. I'm very good, thank you, Miss Jones. So, alright, I'm going to take a couple of questions before I go. Drone... Oh, we have named the drone. For those of you that follow me on Snapchat and did the whole drone competition, I'm about to announce the name on Snapchat. I'm going with, I think, Dronella. I'm pretty sure I'm going with Dronella. Yeah, I speak English. Who are my top periscopers? Brandy Anthony. Because I've just come back from doing a road trip with her, and I do believe that she's an awesome scoper. Mitch Oates, I'm a big fan of Mitch, big supporter of Mitch. To be honest, guys, I've been watching less just because I've been so busy. I am biased with Brandy. Oh, she's in here. I didn't even realise she's still in here. Yeah, I'm obviously biased. Who else? I do quite like, I don't know if anyone's seen Claire Means singing on Santa Monica Pier every once in a while. Yeah. Any other questions, guys? How do you start a second Periscope account? Ambassador Brown. You need a second Twitter account or sign up using another phone number. But you basically log out and just sign up again. Where to get help on doing scope? Gail. Hi. Let me just repeat what I said at the beginning. I give you guys all the help, the tips that you need for scoping. So if you have any questions, ask it now. Ask it in tomorrow's call-in show. It's up to you. Are you experiencing a decline of viewers since Facebook Live? I actually think the decline in viewers has nothing to do with Facebook Live at all. I think the decline in viewers is more to do with the structure of Periscope, the poor but slight getting better discovery. It's an Olo clip, AJ. Sorry, I missed that comment. I will recap the five tips. The structure of Periscope, the poor but getting better discovery in Periscope, and simply what we referred to at the beginning as the signal to noise ratio. The idea that there are constantly more users on Periscope, more broadcasters on Periscope, more broadcasts on Periscope, meaning that, and it's going to sound blunt, 99% shit, 1% good broadcasts. Very hard to find that 1% because you're just 99% of people streaming their feed. You scared me. Looked like you were in hospital. Did it? I wish I was enjoying watching you as much as I wanted, but I simply can't. Why? What did I do? Why can't we find out who all people who watched our scope are? There's a limit, simply. Channel 4 had a decline when Channel 5, all 5 had decline. Sky came. I just don't attribute it to Facebook. When will the update Periscope be? They just rolled out a large update, so I think the next one will be a while. 80 to 20% rule. I mean, I'd agree with that. I said 99%, but yeah, 80 to 20%. See you later, Talon. Someone asked what my YouTube is. It's alexpettitt.tv/YouTube. More channels, less viewers per broadcast. That's my... Oh, yeah. So, AJ, you agree with me. You weren't talking about the Facebook Periscope. You were simply saying, you know, as more people are broadcasting, more channels, whatever we want to call them, less viewers. You know, everyone's going into different things and finding different broadcasters. The shirt has a hospital... yeah, no, you're right. It does have a bit of a hospital gown look. Yeah, it really looks like a hospital. Oh, God. I think I need to change my room up, guys. Like, I don't know. Maybe I can put some lights on. Let's get some blue lights. Why did they remove teleport? I don't think they did. I see Periscope getting better as they update, but if they listen to the viewers. This is the thing, Katie, and I think last month, I'm going to give Periscope their kind of credit here, because they do deserve it. When they first started, I think they were extremely poor at listening to the feedback from their users. They were what I often refer to in the Periscope bubble, which is they were sat in their San Francisco office just creating a product that they thought their users wanted. Now, I think they're still doing that to an extent, but I think they take on board a lot more of your comments about the direction that the app should go. So I have to like kind of give my dues to Periscope. That personally, my feedback is in the last few months they've listened a lot more to the community. I see a softbox. What do you mostly use it for? Anna, there's 2 on me right now. That's how you get this kind of nice even light. Probably a little bit too much. San Francisco in September. Fancy it. What's happening? What have I missed? Yeah, competition helps as well. I completely agree with you, Dimitri. Recommended mic. I go with the one I'm wearing right now, which is the Rode SmartLav Plus. Just plugs into your iPhone or whatever. And easy. Plug and play. I think they were not prepared for start of its side. Yeah, I agree with you. And in fact, they agree with you. They had no idea how how big Periscope was going to be when it launched, and it far grew quicker than anything they could have expected. They weren't ready for it, but they're catching up. A smart lav, L-A-V, not L-A-B. Smart lav is like a dog. I think a tip jar would be a huge game changer if they add one like some other broadcasting apps have. Katie, my honest opinion, I don't think they're going to add a tip jar. Here's a little bit of an insider view of where I think they could go with it. Certainly so for those of you that don't know, a couple of us were out in LA with Periscope, the team of Periscope for VidCon. One of the teams that we met out there was a company called Patreon, or Patreon, I don't even know how you say it, one or the other. I think they're going to go down that route and look at things like integrations with Patreon and other companies like that. Possibly. And it makes sense. You know, I like Patreon. I'm thinking about doing something on Patreon where I offer you guys more exclusive content and you kind of behind the scenes stuff. I don't want to see a tip jar. It motivates some broadcasters to focus on money only. I agree. PayPal.me it works for many people right now, for sure. Bid chat. I have heard of it, but I can't remember why. You just scope learned a lot for me. Oh, wicked. Thank you, Heston. Or is it Heston? Heston. I would agree with you, by the way, that sometimes, you know, if people are always about give me the money, it has to be content first, and then it's like, if you want to support me, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. If you like what I'm doing and you feel it's worthy of something, here. Or the other side of it, which is where the Patreon side goes, which is I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing for free for the people that want it, but I'm also going to produce exclusive content, or I'm also going to do like added value for the people that are willing to pay more. And I think that's the route that I like better. Was it April that Periscope celebrated its first birthday? Yes, March 26th. Give, then ask, Ben. I believe that one's from Gary V, isn't it? Content first, money just follows. On and off the broadcast, that's what people miss. Exactly. Content plus relationship equals loyal supporters who will pay. Yeah, absolutely, I agree. Sorry guys, kind of just got off into a little bit of a fireside chat with you guys. Tomorrow though, what could you scope about though? I think that was Alejandro. I mean, here's the advice before I talk about what's happening tomorrow, and you guys should enjoy this. Alejandro brings up a really good question of, but what do I scope about? And the advice that I always give is scope about what you are passionate about. Scope about what you love. Scope about what you talk about to your friends and bore them. No, I'm joking. But, you know, what you would naturally talk about. The reason I say that is because if you talk about it to your friends, you love talking about it anyway. So you're going to be creating the same type of friends on Periscope who want to hear about that thing. You will naturally create a community who are interested in that topic of that thing that you love doing. If you broadcast about something that you don't really enjoy doing, or it's forced, as Selena says, and it will shine through, because you'll do it for the first week, and you'll do it for the second week, and by the third week, you'll think, I don't really want to do this anymore. Or you'll think, you'll just get bored of it, and it will shine through to the viewers, and it will look fake, and it will just, you will drop doing it by the fourth week. After a month, you will just stop periscoping. I guarantee it. So my advice then when people ask me of like, what shall I broadcast about? It's like, we'll broadcast about what you love and what you're passionate about. For me, I love tech. I love technology, social media. I've worked in social media for like the last 5 years. Absolutely live it, breathe it. Brandy just came back in. She'll tell you, I never switch off. You know, one of the biggest things that we say when we're together is, even when we're together, we both have our phones and we're both talking to our people. We never switch off. And it's because we love what we do. Shut up, you orphan. That's probably the best abusive comment that I've had in a while. Factually incorrect. I'm not an orphan, but good luck for trying. Dan says awesome. Can you make $? Me and Brandy are the same person. She just kind of got the better gene. HuffPost yesterday said you were the top 10 influencer. Yeah, it was nice. It was a nice accolade to have. Someone, yeah, can you make $? Yes. In reality, I could probably count the number of people who are making money from making money from Periscope on one hand, maybe two hands now. And when I say making money from Periscope, I don't mean Periscope are paying them. I mean that they're finding other ways to make money. Things like sponsorship, things like using their Periscope channel as a way of funneling people to their business. Things like that. Affiliate links is another way, What do you think about adding a messaging system, says Katie? It's on the cards, I believe. I believe it is something that was brought up to Periscope, something that they could be considering right now. Do I want another messaging system? I don't think so. Would I use it? Yes, maybe once or twice. Is Virgin a sponsor of mine? I work along with Virgin Racing, and I also do part-time bits with Virgin Atlantic. I'm very open about the sponsorship deals that I have, and I make you guys aware when something is sponsored and when it's not. With Virgin, we do work together, and I absolutely love it. Periscope is one of the many tools for an outlet made money through art commissions. Cool. When you say making money, you mean significant monetizing. Has there been any studies of that? Yeah, I think there's a couple of people who would be a really good case study for people who are, you say significant monetizing? Yes. For me, this is my full-time job. I live and, pay the bills solely from what I do on Periscope and through other live streaming mediums as well. As, yes, number one, a broadcaster, but also, compliment you every day, AJ, but also as a consultant to brands and broadcasters. So a lot of what you guys may see here on Periscope, and it's the same for many Periscopers, a lot of what you see is maybe the 1%. What we then do behind the scenes is consulting to brands or, mentoring people, whatever it may be. It all brings in money. I said to myself, I'm going to finish this broadcast by 4 p.m. here in the UK. It's now 4:30. Alright, last few questions. Guys, tomorrow is your chance to kind of be live with me on the show. It's going to be a live call-in show where if you're from the US, I've got a US number. I can give it out now. If you want to get a kind of pen and paper, or if some of you guys could, I will recap, sorry. Some of you guys could write this number in the chat if your memory's good enough, or type it as I speak. Then I will give you guys the US number. It is +1 415 513 0643. So if you're typing this in, +1 415 513 0643. So tomorrow, during my Periscope broadcast, if someone writes it in, you'll be able to screenshot it. I'll only be taking calls during the show, so that number will only be active during the show. But when the show is live, you guys will be able to call in, ask any questions, whether it be about Periscope, whether it be about tech, maybe, pretty much anything in the technology, social media thing. Maybe you want to know how to grow your social media. Maybe you want to know whether you should buy the new MacBook or something like that. Up to you. You'll be able to come on the show live. What time will that broadcast be? It will be around about 9 p.m. UK, which I believe is 4 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. Follow Alex and get the notification. Yeah, that's the other thing. It will be around that time, but the way to get in first and the way to comment will be to make sure that you're following me. So swipe up on Android, swipe left to right on iOS, and make sure you click my name and hit the follow button. Yeah, exactly. I'm not in San Francisco right now, but that is a San Francisco area code. Look at you guys already. Everyone's like, he's in San Francisco. Is there a UK number? You can, if you're calling from anywhere else in the world, all you do is just call on Skype and use the address or the Skype name Alexpettitt Periscope. So I got a number for the US because I know a lot of people in the US like to kind of call phones, if that makes sense, and not use Skype. But for the rest of the world, you'll just be able to use Skype and call in. Some guy asked your sexual orientation and you declined to give your number. You decided to give your number out. Yeah, Alexpettitt periscope. Guys, I'm going to go and fly my drone. I'm going to go and get some food. I'm going to go and fly my drone. Because I updated my iPhone yesterday to the latest, all the latest software. That's another broadcast that will be out. Apple 9.3.3 update, jailbroken. And it works. It's working right now and seems to be working pretty well. Have a great day. You're going to Rossi's now? I'll meet you there. I was actually, depending on the weather, I was thinking of flying down there. Wow, I did not realise what. Finally, you get to see what this emoji is. There we go. It's my geek emoji. Yeah, the reason I like jailbroken, I used the jailbroken iPhone for one thing, and that's just a different version of Snapchat, because I like doing cool things with my Snapchat. Fly my drone? No, it's not a new term. It's what we've now named. We've officially. I might even give her a birth certificate. Hold on. She is officially called Dronella. Dronella is packed up and ready to go. And so we're going to go and... Wait, Snapchat, explain yourself, Mr. Pettit. Who asked that? So I use a different version of Snapchat to everyone else, and the version that I use enables me to do certain tweaks and certain extra things. Like uploading videos from my camera roll, which I know you can do in moments, but it puts that white border around. My version, it doesn't. I did move my room around. It's like Snap Plus, yes, but it's called Phantom. Fly Dronella on Periscope, yes. Because I updated, it should mean that now my Periscope doesn't freeze when I fly Dronella. So I'm tempted and I'm thinking about flying. So you may get a notification, guys, later on today in about an hour saying something like drone scope. It will be a test, but come in and watch anyway. My Snapchat BF is Alexpettitt Snap. ALEXPETTITT Snap. Now I'm going to have to follow you on Snapchat. Oh, okay, cool. Thanks, Dimmy. Actually, Dimmy, are you coming to the London meetup? You must be loaded with travelling to countries so much. Bring iPhone battery pack with you. Will do. Bye from San Francisco. See you later. You'll be there? Awesome. No white border on Snap if shot in landscape. Ah, that's cool. The meetup is the 13th of September. If you just go onto periscope.tv and you'll see, I think it's their last post is all about the London meetup. There's not much of today left. No, there isn't. I'm going to try. Yes. Awesome. Alright, guys. I'm heading out. Whoa. I just refreshed my Twitter timeline, and there's two Ferraris sat next or driven next to a RAF Red Arrow. It's a cool photo. Right. Let me end on the thumbnail for this. We're going back to portrait, guys. Let's see if Periscope freezes when I do this. No, it's good. Alright, one sec. I haven't been around for a while, so no need to update. View image. Say that again, AJ? Locked him in a basement, huh? Alright, guys. So this part of the broadcast is just where I set the thumbnail image for the broadcast. So feel free to stay if you want to. I'm going to keep talking with you guys, but I just have to hold this frame for 30 seconds. And also, if you do want your friends to watch this on replay, it's your last chance to share this broadcast out. Then they'll get a notification to see it on replay. So you just swipe up on Android, swipe left to right on iOS, and then click the share button and click invite on Periscope. And basically that sends a notification to your friends, and then they'll be able to watch it on replay. So you've got about another 10 seconds if you want to do that. If not, I'll see you guys later on. Why that thumbnail? Because this broadcast is all about Periscope. This part is for setting the thumbnail. Yep, Demi, exactly. It's around about somewhere between 20 and 30 seconds that you have to hold before. Alright, so whilst I do that, I'm going to very quickly recap the 5 top tips in 30 seconds. Number 1, make sure you have stable internet connection. 2, let people know that you're going to be live on your Twitter, on your Facebook, on your Snapchat. Pre-promote your broadcast, basically. Number 3, title is everything. So you need to think of a title that is informative and doesn't trick people into your broadcast, but still has that catchy, clickbaity effect. Number 4, don't forget to interact, okay? You need to interact and take note of all the comments that are coming in, or as many as you can physically handle. And, you know, it's about talking to people. Number 5, it's okay to ask people to share. It's okay to ask people to follow you. It's important to do both of those things. Alright guys, that is it. I will see you later.